Zach, Jessica, Elliot, and Oliver, and we're babybottomwax. Branding.
Alright, branding. So the idea behind Baby Bottom Skate Wax was, well, as you can probably see in the shape of Baby's bottom, gave everybody a good laugh. Already we got one. And yeah, that was the general idea behind it. Our goal was to be able to sell it as skate wax, competing along different brands of skate wax at stores like Zoomies, 35 North, and Vulcan. We plan for this to be a top seller because it's cheaper than all the other brands of skate wax, and at the same time, you know, it's just hilarious. It's in the shape of Baby's bottom. It's awesome. So the purpose, we want to sell it to teens, young adults, basically people who are going to be skateboarding every day, you know, skateboard wax. People that have a, you know, sense of humor, you know, like, you know, shaping the baby's bottom. It's, yeah, that's the whole purpose behind Baby Bottom. So this is our visual library. We tried to depict a lot of the similar kinds of stuff that other skateboarders would be interested in, as well as the kind of people we're trying to sell to, like, you know, skateboarders there. And our slogan, cheesy as this may sound, make your ride as smooth as a baby's bottom. Everybody knows a baby bottom is soft, right? And that's our logo. The bottom over here will change, basically on the logo here, it changes color based on the color of the wax, so that way you can see what you're buying essentially. Yeah, it's pretty great.
So, for group dynamics, we decided on the first week that every day before class, we would take a few minutes to meet and discuss what was needed to be accomplished for the dynamics for the week, for the deliverables for the week, and what each individual could do to help the project progress smoothly. Since Elliot was the one who came up with the Baby Bottom Skate Wax, we decided that he would be kind of the leader of everything. But as time kind of went by, Zach kind of stepped up more than everybody else to kind of, you know, tell everybody kind of give roles and such. We were really good at talking and communicating. That was one of our strong points. Like, since we met before class and after class, that was a really big one. We struggled the first week of the project. I'm pretty sure everybody really did not do well on that, and we had, like, didn't really take it seriously, so we all did bad on that first week. And people being absent, it was really difficult when people weren't there for a class because they weren't able to do their part of the work for the project. And deciding roles, running the experiments, that was the first week. We decided who would work mostly on the Google documents and who would run the experiments. And that was kind of divided half and half. Like I said before, with Elliot being the leader and Zach kind of being the second in command. But there was a hierarchy, but it was really more of a community thing. Like, if somebody didn't like something that they would give me, they could just speak out and that would be changed. And people were really actually excited and enthusiastic about what they got to do in the project, like running the experiments and stuff.
Okay, so our market is revolved around being the cheapest skate wax and the funniest skate wax to separate us from other brands. That's why it's in the shape of a baby's bottom. Yeah, hopefully this will draw customers, so it's a fun and new idea. Like I said before, it's people that are funny and skating that are interested in having a new skate wax.
This is me. So I did the financial segment, which was really time consuming. And these are the fixed costs of our whole setup here is gonna be very small at the beginning, so there's these are all the lowest prices I could find on the internet. So there's the Umu rubber silicone compound for the molds, and then the Arizona Kenzo, you just put them, I didn't add that in because I drink like 8 of them a day. There used to be like tons of them in that F-block thing, but I threw them all away because they're just kind of cluttering up. And then I thought that was a little too easy, so I added the cost of a stove in there, just because you have to have a stove to cook stuff. And that comes up to $335.46. And then the consumable costs are what we consume each time we make a batch of these things. So we don't use very much olive oil, but we would buy it in mass quantities just to save money, and that would cost $31.99. Then we have paraffin wax, which we use to make the overall skate wax stuff, and that would be very cheap. Then I also added in the wrapping and the logo, and this costs about 69 cents total to make 100 one of these, or one of those. Yep. So that's what I just said. And then here is the profit margin graph. So this is how long it would approximately take us to get to the profit. This is the money we make. This is the line that separates from negative profit, positive profit. And yeah, after we get past the fixed costs, we would start making actual profit, which is really cool. And then here's a competitor skate wax that I found on Amazon. In reality, we're probably competing with this one skate sauce, and it costs $5 for less wax than this. And we'd be selling it $1.99. So, yeah.
So actually creating our product took us about like 2 to 3 weeks. So we were pretty oblivious of, like we knew that we needed to make it nice and slick, but we were pretty oblivious to add how much oil and how much wax needed to go in. So we started with different trials, 5, 10, 15, 20 milliliters of oil into our first trial, which was almost unable to hold because it was so slick. So after getting our interviews and feedback, we knew that we needed to change the amount of oil, but the color of our wax was really good.
Okay, for our second prototype, we found that the oil was way too much, so we used half of the amount. So we used 5 milligrams of oil, and it was still a lot, so we wanted to still get like less oil in it because it was just didn't feel like a skateboard wax at all. We still had 10 grams of wax, and we changed the amount of crayon to see if the change of color would really matter. So we used 1.5 grams of crayon. And so with this, we had like a good thought of the mold, so we wanted to make it bigger. So Jesse made it bigger.
Yeah. Well, first, I'm just going to explain how the mold was made. So what I did was I took the idea, shape of a baby's bottom, and I made some sketches, took it to the group, and after we all decided on a good sketch, I took it to Google SketchUp. We created a 3D model design on the computer, and when I was done with that, I took it to one of our 3D printers at our school and created a 3D model. And then once I was done with that, I took Umu, which is the rubber silicone compound, and pressed the 3D print into this, which created inverse butt mold shape. And then after that, the hot wax, which the rest of the team had made, is poured into this, and then after sitting overnight, it becomes the baby's bottom. And then what I did, I made 2 versions. The first one was too small and was hard to hold because it was slippery as well. So we changed the genetic makeup as well as the depth and size of the butt, so it's easier to hold and it's less slippery.
So with this, we used 0.5 milliliters of oil, which was perfect, and so we knew our set ingredients for mold or for baby butt wax, and we just wanted to make sure that it wasn't as scratchy, so we put in the what's it called, the clear sheet of paper.
Saran wrap.
Yeah, saran wrap, and then it turned out like this, and then we wrapped it in saran wrap to seal it, and it turned out as our final prototype, which was really good. So.
Another thing that we did throughout the experiment to find out what would work best for what materials is we
that's just one of the tests that we did to test slickness, getting feedback from people just to see what it's like. And obviously, the more oil we added, the slicker it was.
Oh, there's two examples. Oops.
Teacher Atla? Okay, so, as the company grows, we would like to have a lot of different colors. We were only able to produce one color, because of the amount of trials we did. We also want to have them in a lot more skate shops and around like the Seattle area, maybe farther. And, we want to get our name out there and like possibly branch out with other, companies or products.
Also, one thing that we neglected to mention is that we would be selling our product at skate parks. We would kind of set up a little area there where we would kind of just talk to the skateboarders and ask them questions, and then we would sell them our product if they found it funny, entertaining, or just liked it in general. So, yeah.
Thank you.
I have a little bit of feedback about your packaging.
Yes.
I find that in this culture of skate culture, stickers are a really huge part. You know, like people like to collect stickers and stitch them. Yeah, so I'll bet you there is a type of label that is a two-part sticker, so that you could use it as your package, and then also have it peel off, so that then they can put that sticker on their car, or on their stuff, or their backpacks.
A lot of skateboarders leave it like stickers on
Yes.
their skateboard, so it'd be another way of like kind of free branding.
Exactly.
They would do it by
Yeah,
themselves.
so that might be something you'd add to your label, is to communicate that the sticker actually comes off and is replaceable.
Yeah.
Reusable.
Thank you.
So were any skateboarders able to use the baby bottom skate wax?
Yeah. It's basically like no different from any others, except where it doesn't quite stick. It doesn't like get stuck into the pavement as well, which is kind of a negative side of it, but you get a lot more than other skate waxes for a lot lower price, so I think it kind of pays off.
And it also gets washed off with water a lot easier.
With that being said, can you change it, or like in your future, how would you try to change it?
So it does stick in the, we have to change the basic kind of wax we use if we were to do that.
It'd just be a changing of the ingredients that we
Yeah.
use.
How long does it take for the wax to dry, and then?
Overnight,
So on a larger scale, how would you deal with the production?
fast.
We'd have a lot more molds.
At the same amount of time.
And that costs a lot more money.
So yeah, that's what the Umu thing was, that was $25 for like a gallon or two.
But the more we would be selling, the more money we would make, so
Yep.
we'd have more money to make. Yeah,
How long did it take to make
the move, mold, Jesse?
Well, to make it took 2 minutes, but to let it sit and create the shape was also overnight.
Couple questions. So first, I think it's really cool that you guys did skate wax instead of doing candles or soap. So my first question would be, and I'll let you guys answer it after I ask my second question too. My first question would be, how did you decide on doing that as opposed to candles or soap? And then second, I don't know anything about skateboard wax, but why do you do a combination of olive oil and paraffin as opposed to just paraffin?
Well, first off, we met as a group, and on the very first day, Elliot had already thought of something before we had even come into groups of what he wanted to do. He skateboarded started, and
Yeah, I wanna do this at like
he thought about it for a
5
while.
seconds after he said this project, I immediately thought of this idea. I don't know why.
So it was a good idea, no one had done it before, and so it was like a good risk, and then we have
The oil.
yeah.
Yeah, I did it, we put oil in it basically because we thought that it would be just too hard, which is wrong. But we also thought that we had to have like fats in the thing that was part of the project, so we did it kind of out of necessity, so we could do this, but also just,
It worked.
yeah, it worked.
We also tried to substitute the oil for Vaseline, but it didn't really do well with it. It did look good when it came out, but it didn't spread. It kind of was consolidated to the very center of the wax.
It's a really basic question, but where do you put the wax?
Put it on the surface of you're gonna board slide, or on the blunt surface. You don't wanna be rude at a skate park, you put it on your board, so that you don't like wax up everything until it's oblivion.
On the underside of the board.
Yeah, well, it just depends what you kinda wanna do with it.
So in my mind, that would have been a great thing to start with.
I know what it does.
Right, like what the purpose of this wax is. You know, because I mean, that's totally different than what I don't know. Like I've surfed before and you put the wax on so you don't slide off the board.
Yeah.
So it's more to keep you in place. And it sounds like you are more either lubricating your board or another surface
Yeah.
to make the slide more uniform.
Yeah.
And so that, or maybe even bringing in a skateboard and doing like, you know, showing how you can put it on there. That would have been a pretty beneficial way to just kind of get us all on board with what you're doing. And then another question would be, what have the other competitors or the other products, like what did they make their stuff out of? You guys use paraffin wax and olive oil, because it seemed to be what we kind of had out here. Do you know what the ingredients for the other competitors are?
I have a really good one.
I'm not sure of the exact ingredients of what the competitors are, but I know that our product and their products do the exact same thing, are the exact same consistency. It's just like the shape of ours is what we are branding most, and like the.
Also, a lot of people that are like on a really low budget for skateboarding just go out and buy candles to wax up surfaces because it's not as good, but it's basically like it works. And the price for this is compatible with a candle, so those kind of people will also buy this.
And it's humorous, and so that's another brand. Deanna?
How long does it take to use up one whole like skateboard wax? Because at the beginning, if it goes by kind of fast, you'd be ruining the shape. You wouldn't know.
It depends if you're skating new spots. Like if no one's ever been there before, you're gonna use up a ton of skateboard wax to just get it skatable. Or if you're just going to a cold spot, you gotta pipe it up a little bit. So it all depends on like what you're doing.
You'd also use the other side of it, the black part first.
It's just your personal preference.
How do you know that skateboarders are gonna buy this, other than that it's cheap and it has like a funny shape? Like if someone's been skateboarding for years and they've been using the same wax and they see yours, like what is going to draw them to that wax?
We did interview a couple of people who skateboard, and they said they would buy it because of how humorous it is. Like if your friend sees it, you can just start a conversation about how funny it is. You meet people just because you have skateboard wax shaped like a butt.
Skate wax isn't like something that it's like, excuse me, it's like, it's just something like, what Elliot said before, like people go out and buy candles because they're cheap. It's something that they need. And so if it's cheap and they think it's funny, like it's just something that it would be easy.
The thing with like older hardcore or skateboarders that go out for like 3 hours a day is they usually don't have the budget because they're skateboarding so much to pay for higher things unless they're sponsored by a company that specifically gives them wax. They're always gonna go buy candles. And since these are, and also they're compatible candles, they would probably buy them. And also younger kids don't really have these strong connections. I don't know how you get emotionally attached to a brand, skate wax, but yeah, but that'd be like a new thing that they kind of like start out using and then probably just
So skateboarders can be sponsored by, skate wax companies. Would you guys be capable of sponsoring a skateboarder?
That's definitely something that we'd be interested in doing in the future. As of right now, like maybe, but in the future, that's one of our goals probably.
If you had $1,000 for marketing, talk me through what you would put it into and what the vision would be.
You say it louder.
You had $1,000 for marketing. I gave you $1,000 and I said, pick the 2 ways that you're going to market this and talk me through your vision for what that, because I think a big part of what you're saying here is in the shape and in making that cool. So how do you do that? Like how do you, I mean, it's one thing to say, yeah, that people are going to buy it because it's a cool shape, and it's another to really get that out there in a way that people are like, this is awesome. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not seeing that yet, like out of this presentation.
we'd sell it with stickers, and then we set up like jumps at local parks and like hand out stuff for them, and we make it really obvious that we're part of like the community, because something a lot of people are concerned about in the skateboarding industry is it being outsourced to like other big corporations. They don't really like that. So I think they just buy it because it's really cheap and it's also supporting like a local kind of business deal going on here.
So
Also,
you
they get
do-
like free stuff which
So pretty much it wouldn't be like a larger, corporation, it would be kind of like a small mom and pop shop kind of thing.
Yes.
That's spread out in different locations.
But in terms of the actual market, so would you make a video? What would be in the video? Would you rely on the stickers? Would you make posters? Like what would you do?
I feel like branding just like visually is like really helpful, like the sticker idea that you gave was a good idea because skateboarding is a very social sport, and so when like you're actually there with the people that are gonna buy your product, you're talking to them and like giving them like things that would help you brand, that would help your branding, but that also would benefit them as well, would really look good for our company.
And adding posters just kind of around the general town and skateboard area would also be one way that we could kind of show people that if you go to your local skateboard, you could find us with the skateboard wax.
Macaulay?
So kind of like what Kat was saying, if people already have skate wax that you're using, I feel like they might not be like so quick to like buy your product because they never tried before. So would you guys consider like with the marketing thing maybe like handing out smaller like trials,
Samples?
like samples?
Yeah. I would look.
that's kind of what I said earlier is that we go like set up a thing, like put posters around and be like, oh, we're gonna be at so and so skate park on this date and hand out like a couple samples to the first people who show up.
Mini bombs. Yeah, we were also thinking that maybe we could have like 2 really small ones in one package, and our name could be like double butt, and like that would be our thing.
Would you ever want to broaden your idea to either like snowboards or skis or just not out of skateboarding?
Yeah,
Right.
that's, yeah, they're all used for the product is used for the same, it's the same like ingredients.
So
They're
this
used for
would
all
be the
the
same if
products.
you were like going on snow, like if you were using skis on the snow?
Yeah.
I'm not sure what's the deal with like ski wax and stuff. I only really skateboard, so.
But it would be a very simple, like change in our ingredients to do that, so, yeah, that's totally possible. Yes.
This is more of a presentation question. You guys, more than other groups that I've seen, have focused on your group dynamics, which sounded somewhat apologetic, a little bit on, some of the negative aspects of your group dynamics. Why did you feel that it was necessary to, I don't know if that was something that was required in class, just presenting, if I were an investor or something, that I might be, feel a little bit less confident in your
Well,
corporate skills.
it really just proved how much we improved in our whole
Okay.
entire,
Yeah.
because we were, in the first week, we were failing the project, and now
By the
we
end,
might get an A.
we're there.
Because I think your brand and your brand name
Yeah.
and slogan are really great and right on target. The other there's Dr. Zoggs is out there, and this really fills a niche for really fun brand name.
It also kind of helps with the whole like bonding with the community, like just kind of letting you know that we are human, we do make mistakes, and it is a funny concept, so we took it as much and we didn't take it like as seriously as we should. But when you realize that we really wanted to do this a lot, that we kind of came together as a group and decided that we really needed to be a lot more focused on what we were doing and put all our effort into making this
That was like,
wax.
more in like the beginning of it, because by the end, we were a very strong group, and we communicated a lot.
Yeah.
And I feel very confident in everyone in this group, and I feel like we all have a lot of trust in each other.
I just felt like during the presentation that there was a lot of time spent on that, and I feel really confident in the product as well. So I would like to see that version. Yeah, a little bit shorter.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah,
Do any of you skateboard?
yeah, I do.
Because usually, well, if I was a skateboarder, I would want to buy a product from a company or group that actually does what they sell, because then, you think it'd be more viable. So do you think that, because most of you don't skateboard, do you think that would impact how many people would buy your product?
Totally. Elliot is the only one that skateboards,
not everyone in our group skateboards, but we all have connections to skateboarders.
With so much of your market based in being local and sticking true to like the community, how do you intend to expand outside of Seattle without becoming the negative force that drives people to find your guys?
Real talk right now. I don't really want this to get super big. Like this isn't really this isn't what I want to do with my life. But it would be kind of cool to have this going on for a while. I don't intend this to get like super big.
Also, there are many corporations and products that do end up getting huge and big, but still stay true and like are very loyal to where they originated from. So I think that's a big part of ours is always, even though we may expand and get bigger, remembering our roots.
Question on the sales method, you talked about going to skate parks and interacting. How do your competitors sell? I mean, I heard Amazon as a potential source of.
They're mostly in shops.
They also do like events sometimes, but a lot of companies don't focus on their skate wax because no one really cares, to be honest. But I feel like doing some events would be helpful to get us off above in the air or whatever the thing is.
I was just going to ask a little more on the kind of the chemistry side of things, because Lainey, you mentioned that you know, kind of the same, some of the similar concepts hold true, that you could use this wax on skis and whatnot. And I don't necessarily know the breakdown between some of the stuff, but I know that, you know, when I go out cross-country skiing, I'll buy specific wax for specific temperatures. I mean, there are different consistencies of those, and there is quite a bit of like intricate work that goes into that, in deciding what conditions would be best for what wax and so forth.
Yeah, and that's why we, this isn't wax, this is skate wax.
Yeah, initially we also tried to do that because it's a lot colder up here. We tried adding like a lot more olive oil to make it more slippery. It's a lot of wax. I bought some brands, I can't remember the brand, wax out in California, and it was made for hot temperatures. And I brought it up here, and it's like a block of ice or something. It was very hard to use. So I thought that by making it with more olive oil in it, more oily, it would spray easier up here. But you have to kind of just the right thing. I'm not completely sure how ski wax works, but.
Did you try putting your wax in different conditions to see, you know, when it's cold outside, will it get on the board? When it's warm outside, will it just kind of melt everywhere? Did you guys look into that at all?
Somewhat. I mean, we did wipe all of them on a table in here, and then took some home and used them on ledges outside. And I did find that the ones with less olive oil did work a lot better and spread it a lot more evenly. So, yeah.
So, like, where are you going to sell your product? Because you listed like some of your competitors, well, because you sell them, that's like really easy to bulk them. And then you also listed 35th North. And I'm not a skater, but I know Zoomies and Volcom will get a very different group of people who will buy it versus like 35th North for a lot as well.
I personally only go to 35th North, and that's kind of where I want to sell it. And all the skate waxes there, like this one, that little logo right there, that one costs $5, and I do know that one of the skaters there is sponsored by this company, so they do have kind of connections with that, but I also like to sell it. That's like initially the only goal for me personally. That'd be really cool with that.
Alright, let's make this last question.
Why would they take yours if they already have waxes that would be used and they already have their, or does that mean something? So why would they take yours and yours is different?
Because we're different.
They don't get stocked on wax a lot either. Like, I went in at the beginning of this project, they had like 5 things of wax on the counter. They said they had like 1,200 beads, and when I came back like a week ago, they like, oh, we only have 2 left. So that's why I only had that one there. I originally had almost one that costed $12. So it was inside. It wasn't the shape of a boot, which is probably why I got bought. But yeah.
Cool. All right, thank you guys.